you can still learn everything from the second part. So no worries there. And I'm Bobby Lee, Technical Community Manager here at CDP. So with that being said, let me introduce our presenters today. We have Artem, who's back from part one. He's a product manager at 3Commas, and he's a quant trader with more than 10 years experience in that. And today he's going to run through a quick recap of the previous session, emphasizing the trading strategies. And then he's going to explain what grid strategy is and market situation where traders would use the strategy. And lastly, he'll go over the grid strategy with 3Commas app. So before we get started, really quick housekeeping notes. We'll have a Q&A session towards the end with Artem. So throughout, no need to raise your hand. Just put all your questions into the chat on the right, and we'll be able to get to those questions in the end. And Artem may also be able to get to the questions throughout the chat. So we'll do our best to get to all of your questions. We just ask that you keep them relevant to the topic and to be respectful to everyone. And this session will also be recorded, and it'll be available for viewing later on our Coinbase YouTube channel. So we'll post that link into the YouTube or the video link or channel that we have in Discord, and we'll put it on Twitter and everything. So just look out for that if you have to jump out of this meeting or you want to share it with someone elsewhere. So without further ado, let's get started with the workshop. And then again, we'll have Artem available in the end with questions. We're just going to play a video for the workshop video to make this much more seamless experience.
Everyone, thank you for joining today's session. My name is Artem. I'm a quant trader and a product manager in 3Commas. Last time we met with you, we spoke about DCA strategy and DCA board, which is really great for momentum trading or just trending markets and allows you to capture being good long movements in price. Here today, we're planning to speak about another strategy which is called Gridbot, and we're going to discuss how we can use it to automate your trading strategy effectively during another type of market movement. So let's discuss what grid strategy is about. And so Gridbot, which allows you to set up a grid strategy, is a type of automation tool that designed to execute buy and sell orders systematically within a predefined price range. And it is really important here. We will get later to it. So the thing is, you probably heard it a lot, but this green board is the best one for the simple principle of buy low and sell high. Uh, it's actually excels in capturing profits in volatile or sideways moving markets. So it allows you just to set up a range and sit back, relax, and wait until the market is trading in the range. Um, so let's speak about how Gridbot is actually working and what is the strategy. So imagine you have a price range for an asset. Say the price is moving between two grid levels, let it be $10 and $20. So a grid bot divides this range into several levels or intervals. Uh, like here, you can see on the small side. So imagine that grid one is $20 level and grid three is $10 level. So gridboard divides the range into several intervals, let's say by $1. And at each interval, the board places a buy order at a lower price and a corresponding sell order at a higher price. So let's say if the price is currently at 15, the bot might place a buy order at 14 and a sell order at 16. So, well, pretty straightforward. When the price drops to 14, the bot buys, and when it rises to 16, it sells, looking for a profit. So as long as this cycle continues and the price remains within the defined range, the bot doesn't need to predict the market direction and it simply reacts to movements within this range, allowing you to profit from the sideways market. Um, So I think for now it's pretty understandable that the idea here is that you are not getting paid for guessing the right direction of the market move that allows you to just raise the trend. You are getting a lot of small profits, which in the end combining into a really great amount. Um, so what are the key parameters to set up a grid board? Um, so first of all, it's a price range, meaning that you have to understand the lower boundary and the upper boundary. So you have to look at the market and identify where you think the price will be moving sideways, in which range. Typically, the traders understand this price range as a support and resistance level. For those who are not familiar with this, I do think that there is none of you are not familiar with this, but um, support and resistance levels are the levels where at the support level, the buyers psychologically think that the price will no longer dip from this level. And so the buyers are coming and trying to buy at this level, which eventually prevents the price from falling further down. And the price starts to move up from this level. Um, so the resistance level is the opposite one. So when the price comes to a certain psychological level where most of the crowd think that the price is too high, the sellers come in and stop prices from pushing higher, so the price goes lower. So uh, for the grid board to work successfully, you need to identify these levels and put these levels into your strategy. No worries, we will look into it practically just a little bit later. So after identifying this price range, you need to set up grid levels. So how many intervals the price range is divided into. Um, it means that a high number of grid levels means more frequent trades, but smaller profits per trade. And while fewer grid levels result in fewer trades with higher profits per trade. Again, we will see it later how it works. So next is pretty easy. You also need to identify the investment amount that you want to totally allocate into the board. And actually, based on this investment amount, you set up a number of grid levels that you want and the order size that will be connected with each grid level. Right. Okay, I think we are now ready to go back to well, actually forward to 3Commas and to see how it really looks like. Um, so this is our classic interface, and I'll go to the gridboard section. And in the gridboard section, I actually have my own gridboard, which I set up just I think a day ago, just for the testing purposes and to show to you guys how it works. So let's discuss just what we have on the screen. On the screen, we have on this chart where you can see my grid levels and the orders that were executed. And this is a section where you can create a new grid board. And this is a section where you see your running active board, or you can see some closed ones. Okay, but here we have my actually running board with starting investment, results, which are not good right now, and some statistics. What's important here right now, and what might be not so easy to understand that you have this split view for profit and ROI, which allows you to see profit and ROI realized and unrealized. So now you can see that I have some realized profit, which is green, and some unrealized profit in red colors. I'm not worried about this. This will be fine later. So let's discuss first how this bot was set up. Um, Sorry, guys. No, let's go back first and see what we else have here. I think it will be just easier to stop by here right now. So when you have a running green bot, you need to, follow it, understand something about how it works and what orders it puts. You can definitely do it from the exchange, but we also allow you to see here. So these are the logs where you can see with a timestamp every order filled, every order placed with a price level, with whether it was successful or not. Uh, and you can also see here the realized profits. Now, I need to give some news which will be released a little bit further. We do understand that these logs are difficult to read, and we were working really hard for the past few months on making these logs much better. And hopefully during February, we will finally release the update that will allow um, the grid board much better statistics. And for me, it would mean that I would use the grid board much more. Um, so saying this, let's go and see how this bot was set up. Right. So you can see from this screen that I decided that my range would be this. So that the high price for ETH USDT, at my understanding, would be 355, and the low price would be 300. Um, this is just my understanding, my view, how to work with support and resistance levels. Uh, I think every trader has its own perspective, but this is just how I set up the board. Um, right. I actually didn't do much with it, meaning that once I set up the high price and the low price, my levels were put here as an optimum, and I didn't manage it. But we will discuss later how you can do it. What I did do here, though, I put a stop loss. So you can see that at the level of 3,000, I put a stop, which will just stop bot. Be careful here because you have an option to stop bot or sell base currency and stop bot, which means that if you just stop bot, you will still be with an equity. And if the price will fall below, much below, with not stable coins, I mean, with not the pairs with stable coins or with some meme coins, it happens a lot. It means that you will be sitting with an equity which is practically losing value, and you will see just a losing profit. Um, right. Yes, I think it's pretty much it. If we look at the board that I made, let's go just back and see how you can create your own. So we have here the strategy selector or a pair selector. Um, it doesn't matter how you do it. It's just for you because we have some things here like trading view or the RSI that might be helpful for you if you want to check how the market is moving, and this will allow you to select the trading pairs. Me, I do personally more trade with some coins uh, that has top market capitalization, and I just play safe, you know. So another view is a strategy, uh, where depending on the strategy, you are getting a different number of grid levels. So let's say we have rising, meaning that we will have more grid levels on the buy side, allowing you to buy more coins. Let's say we have stable, meaning that you will have the same amount on buy and sell, meaning that the market is sideways and you want to sell everything that you bought. Another ones are for the futures. That's why they call differently and they just use the leverage, but the idea is practically the same. So let's go with spot pricing. I would use, yes, the same coin I always use. Uh, I will just create the same thing that I did before, but we'll just go with you how to do it. So you see when you selected a pair, it shows you then the amount that you want to use. So this is investment that shows it's based on your account balance, obviously, and the strategy which we chose rising. I don't need this amount of money. Um, I can put simply, I don't know, something like 500. Um, and it will recalculate and show me that we have this amount of money in buy orders and this amount in sell orders. You can calculate it in it yourself, but even from the grid level, you can see that it means that when all orders will be filled, you will have much more equity in ETH that will stay with you and just you will stay at the market. So now let's say, okay, before we dive into customize, we can just backtest it. Yeah, it takes some time. We're also well, refining this now, and we will have a better backtest for grid as well, because we are practically launching now the one for the DC, and we will come for the one with grid as well. Okay, so you backtested it. You can see that you have this profit with this number of trades. Okay, that's fine. You can stop. But let's go to customize and open the options as well. So what I said that I had a high price like this, low price like this, and of course you can see that it's dynamically. So once you put a price here, it recalculates the grid, and you practically see everything. Okay, so seems like it's not rising anymore because we have much more sell orders, but I'm actually fine with it because for me this period is much more like a sideways. Okay, so you can see this is the range. This is the step, and we also calculate you the optimal step. Let's see what will happen if we change it. So let's say we back here. You see, this is just changes how much levels will you have and how much amount of money will be put into each level. Uh, as we discussed before, if you have a lot of levels, it just means that you will get profit more frequently, but the profit itself will be much lower. You just got to be careful here because we all know that the fees for the trading, the exchanges are pretty high. So I wouldn't advise for extremely small levels. So just be careful with it. With the new statistics, you will be able to see the fees and to see the drop down, how it works for you the best. Right, so we're fine with just 16 levels. We have a pretty small number of buy side just because I put the price of 300. I'm fine with it. Here you can see the amount per level. I think it's pretty straightforward, meaning that on every level here, we will buy the amount equal to this amount in USDT. Right. What is interesting next here? Of course, you can check the profit currencies that you have. I prefer it in USDT. Next, we have here a stop. You can not use it. Me personally, I prefer to have it. So I prefer to sell base currency and stop the bot, so I will not be caught in any position with equity. Okay, let's see again. Where are we? So I believe that we're in a sideways market, and if we drop lower than again 3,000, then I will be reconsidering my trading and probably go short or just create a DCA instead of grid. So I will put my stop here. You can put, of course, a name. Another thing, you can have a how much max active orders you have. Nice to have feature. I can't say that I use it a lot, but still, everyone has it, so it's here for you guys as well. I prefer it. Okay. I will not start this board because it's practically the same board that I have running right now. But this is just the easy steps to set up. So one thing I didn't cover is this arithmetic or geometric, but this is just how you set up the grid levels for someone. It's either in arithmetic, for someone in geometric. So either you put a number of levels and it will show you the percentage, or you just put a percentage and it will show you the number of levels. Just easy like that. Right. What else? Truly speaking, I think this is all. And we can go to the Q&A section. Yeah, right.
Okay, awesome. Turn that video off. So let's see any questions that came in. I know that we had one question in here from Crypto Dev. Is it possible to have a bot that trades with the greed/fear index? Or should I say a bot trades based off the fear greed index?
Yeah, right. The question is understandable. Right now, no, it's not available, but we have a form in 3Commas where you can put it as a suggestion. And we, if we get a decent amount of requests for this index, we will just simply add it.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Another question. Can your grid bot take profits in the crypto you are trading, and how do you set this up?
So in the grid bot, you have this feature to change in what you want to have your profits. Actually, I think I will share it a bit later, but you simply can choose in which quota base you want to get a profit. Sorry guys for my coughing. Yeah, I must apologize. A little bit ill.
Very good. Yeah, keep putting your questions in there, guys. I'm gonna ask him a question quick. Choosing between grid and DCA bots. So that was what the last workshop was on. That you have. Which one do you use more regularly, and why?
Right. I think it all depends on the trader and on the personality. Because me, I prefer a large movements in trading price. Therefore, I tend to more use a DCA bot. Um, yeah, just because of the personality, I prefer more aggressive trading, and with DCA, you can set up more aggressive trades rather than with grid.
Okay, cool. So a follow-up to the last question, though, not my question, but one before. So if I'm grading, if I'm grading BTC, USDT, I can take profits in BTC instead of USDT, sorry.
Sorry, there is an option for it.
There is. Okay, cool. So another question coming in, if you set the stop bot and sell, is there a way to start it back up automatically if it comes into range? And can I do back testing on Coinbase? No, I'm not sure if that's a question for you.
Um, okay, I think first of all, yes, you should be available backtesting for Coinbase as well. But as I said while was presenting, we don't have the backtest we have now. It will show you only the percentage of the profit. But please wait because just in a few weeks we will release a backtest first of all for DSA, and you will see what type of backtest we're going to present for all our products. So we will have the same for Grid, and yeah, it will be available for Coinbase as well. For the second part of the question, if this is a stop board. No, actually, you can't set it up now the way it will work automatically. You will need to pause it and start it manually. But another thing that I didn't cover is that we have an expansion for the grid level. So let's say you put your lower boundary for the grid board for 3,000 and the price goes deeper and you still believe that the market will be going higher. For for you to not miss this movement beyond the 3,000, we have an automatic expansion, meaning that you can toggle on this feature and the grid levels will simply expand down, allowing you to capture this movement as well.
Thanks for answering that. Okay, one more question. I know that we went over this a little bit, but can you go over for the audience the main difference between a DCA bot versus a grid bot?
Right. Again, for me, well, not only for me, the main difference is in strategy itself, so and how you apply it to the market. So when you use a DCA strategy, you should expect some decent movement. I mean, long-term movement. So your goal is to get a good average price and wait or hold this price, expecting a huge movement. The idea of grid in most of the cases is to trade in the range market. So before Trump came to us again and the market became booming, the market was pretty volatile in a tight ranges, and this is just the way where you could trade grid, making nice money with pretty wide ranges.
Okay, another question. How to calculate optimum levels for grid bot?
As I was explaining, the easiest way, in my opinion, is just to learn everything you could about support and resistance levels. Uh, yeah, I know it's pretty basic feature, but if you go deeper in it, all traders have its own view on it. So you'd better spend some time in front of the screen to understand how you feel it works better for you, how this support and resistance level holds through different time frames with different coins. Find the ones which you personally believe in and that you feel that are not just the levels that you draw, but the levels that are recognizable by the market. So first learn what support resistance is, test these levels, see if it holds during several time frames. If it is, just try these levels. That's it.
Okay, so quick follow-up. So will a grid bot strategy always make money when the underlying asset remain in the same price range?
Yeah, as long as the price is continuing trading in the range, we're good with the grid and we're making money. That's the idea of it.
Okay, a question I have for you is, what are your future plans now for the development of the 3Commas grid bot?
Yeah, right. I was mentioning it in the video. We are now really working hard on expanding the statistics because what we have now is, well, extensive statistic, but it's not readable for most of the people. So we're trying to make it our best so it could look understandable for all the guys on the market and it will be easy to use.
Okay, another question. I think I've asked. Okay, sorry, one sec. What book or article should every trader read, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, the first one is because the reminiscence of a stock operator, explaining the life of the pretty famous trader Jesse Livermore. I think most of the guys have already read it, but the thing is that this is a book where you get a grain of salt about trading and how it really looks like. Uh, this is more like a fun one, but if you really want to feel how you can make your trading better, I would recommend all books of Mark Douglas, and especially Trading in the Zone, because it will explain you the psychology behind the trading. And probably some will be surprised, but the the biggest part of successful trading is psychology.
Okay, some folks just want you to type in those titles of those books in there when you have a second. Okay, any other questions that folks have? I have one more for him. Let's see here. How do you choose a trading pair to trade with grid strategy?
Um, Me personally, I just look. Well, I'm using the screener on TradingView uh, or any other chart tool, and I'm looking for the prices for the trading pairs that are trading in a range. Again, I set up my support and resistance levels, check if it holds, if it was verified in historically, because support and resistance levels tends to be broken and then reversed and then tested again. This is all very important. So I spend time in front of the screen to choose the pairs, and if I see that the price went back to the range, I simply switch it on for the grid.
Okay, let's see here. I know maybe a few others. Do you plan to integrate AI into your bots?
Well, good question. We are working on it right now because, well, everyone understands that AI is a hot topic right now. But I think we were discussing it on the previous session. We don't want to deliver something that will be like, we will call it AI and it won't be AI. So we are working to deliver something really meaningful. We're not there yet, but yeah, we will have something.
Okay, cool. Sorry for the answer. The questions that I'm not saying out loud is Artem would not like to answer those questions at this time. So I'm not ignoring you. That's just what we're doing for this with our speakers. We want to give them a chance to be able to answer what they can or what they know the answers to. So let's see. I don't think there's any for the last question. Can you please ask GridBot for futures for US users?
Um, it, it's it's not for me. I mean, the question is, I think our biz dev is working on it to deliver it as well, but I'm not sure if we will be able. But I think it would be a good opportunity for us and for US users as well.
Okay. Okay, we have a few more minutes, but I think for the most part, we have a
Sorry.
feedback form.
Actually, yeah, I'm saying from the chart that I didn't understand the question correctly. Yes, of course we
Okay.
have the grid board for futures. It's just it's more safe to use it for grid, but we have it for futures for sorry for spot, but we have it for futures as well.
Okay. Okay, so in case your questions aren't answered and keep the conversation going, we have a form that we'll have you fill out. So I'll probably bring this to a close here. This was super awesome. Thanks for doing 2 of these workshops with us. We want to do more of these trading workshops. So let us know if you like this workshop, if you want more of these types of topics with our partners and different customers that we have. Yeah, we're really excited about doing more of these types of workshops. So Artem, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for all the time you put into both of these workshops. These were awesome. And the audience, if you have any additional questions, like I said, or keep the conversation going, feel free to reach out to Artem using the Google form that Esteban is going to post in here for us in a second. And 3Commas will provide a 40% discount for the first subscription to everyone who fills out the form. So go ahead and do that. And yeah, thank you everybody so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again at all of our next events and workshops that we're planning this month and in February. Yeah, so just let us know what you're up to and keep posting what you've been working on in the show and tell channel. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Okay, everyone.